Monday, fuck. Oh, okay. Yo, her hair look like fucking ramen noodles when you put the seasoning on it and you ain't put the water on it yet. Bruh. Okay, why are you stopping here, my guy? Honestly, this video, I'm gonna make this video nice and quick. I don't really wanna make this video all drawn out because obviously by the title you already know what's up. So yes, it's not clickbait. The Yzf was stolen, and I'll give you a rundown of what happened to it. So basically, if you've been a part of the channel for a while or you met me before, you know that the Yzf started having engine trouble. I was riding it one time and then like the engine just started making these crazy ass noises. Those noises eventually evolved into misfires. The engine started running on less cylinders. And basically, like, I just decided to retire it. I'm like, okay, even if I figure out how to get the engine up in top shape, there's still like 6 million other problems with the bike because the bike was in pretty rough shape. A month down the line, something else is gonna go wrong. And then it's just like, well, now the bike is a fucking money pit. I'm just gonna retire the bike, get a new one. That's exactly what I did. I took all the insurance and registration and all that good shit off of it, transferred it to this bike. So the bike was basically a roller for some time. Even before I got this bike, like I retired the bike before I even had a new bike because I wanted to get the refund from my insurance so I could put that money towards this bike. So that's what I did. The bike was out of commission for, I want to say, like 2 weeks, maybe 2.5. There was no documentation to go along with the bike or anything. If you could pick a lane, that would be nice. So yeah, the bike was just basically chilling in front of my house. I don't have a garage, but I do have a secure spot to keep the bike, and I do like lock it up and all that shit. But I only had that bike at the time. I only had the Yzf, so that was the only bike that I had. Fast forward, and I pick up this bike, and obviously this bike I'm going to be protecting a little bit, oh well, not a little bit, a lot fucking harder than the Yzf, you know, for obvious reasons. Let's make a left. Let's go somewhere we never gone on the channel. Creep up into Brownsville. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, so obviously I'm going to put the cover on this bike, the good disc lock. I had two, but put the good one on this bike, you know, chain it to the gate. It has a fork lock too, so you turn it all the way down and it locks up the forks. So basically this bike was all secure and locked up and you know, unreachable and everything. But the other bike, the Yzf, was left on the street. So I left that on the street. Only security measure I put on that was whenever I took this bike out, say to work or school, I would put the cover on the Yzf, but it would still be on the street. It would still be on the street, and it would only have a disc lock on it, like a kryptonite disc lock. So that was on there, the cover was on there. But as soon as I come home, the cover will go off that bike and go onto this bike, and this bike will go into the secure location. So basically, with that said, the Yzf during the night would just be on the street with a disc lock, and that was it. It was like that for like I want to say close to like just over 2 weeks, because the bike got stolen. I don't remember the date, but I'll put it in right now. So it was stolen a while ago. Like, it didn't just happen. I'm just now making a video, and the people who see me in person over, you know, recent days, they already know, because like, you know, I'm gonna say like, hey, the bike got stolen, but I didn't really feel like making a video yet. But anyway, my brother leaves for work at 3 a.m. He said when he left for work at 3 a.m. the bike was still there. If you follow me on Instagram, then you already know about the time lapse that I posted. I posted a time lapse in Brooklyn Heights, and that was the morning where I left my house at 5 a.m. and when I went out of my house at 5 a.m. my bike was fucking gone. So that means that the bike was taken between the hours of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. in that small ass window where nobody happened to leave the house. Now, like I said, the bike had a disc lock on it, and that was it. So I'm led to believe that two burly guys basically just picked this shit up and threw it in a fucking truck and kept it pushing. So yeah, it's pretty clear that they just picked up the bike and put it in a truck or a van and just kept it moving. And when I walked outside, to be honest, when I saw the bike was gone, it was like, it wasn't even shock, it was more disappointment. Wow, like because like I never had a bike stolen before, so like to walk outside and see like, yeah, this is fucking reality, it was just like, wow, that's horrible. So I rode that day when I went out at 5 a.m. I just rode over to Brooklyn Heights, shot my time lapse, Came home. Honestly, I wasn't even gonna tell the authorities about it because there was no way to get that fucking bike back. And plus, the bike had no insurance, no registration, no plates, no nothing on it. They might do some dumb shit with that VIN, with the VIN number, and it could come back to you. So I take my ass down to the precinct. I'm sitting there, I speak to one of the ladies who deals with shit like that. She starts thinking like, hey, maybe the bike was taken by, like, we're gonna make this right. Oh fuck, it's a dead end. Never mind. She starts to have the idea that maybe the bike was like seized by the authorities or by sanitation. So she checks all like the database to see if the bike was towed. Comes back, tells me nope. And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna check to see if maybe sanitation took it, because the bike looked pretty derelict. Like the bike was in shit shape, yo. The fairings were like, the top fairing is off. I still actually have the top fairing, and the windshield, and like the fucking dashboard. Like the bike looked like it was fucking wrecked. On top of the fact that the engine wasn't great. So yeah, it looked like it was pretty derelict. So she said, let me just look up the database for sanitation to see if they took it. Looked it up. Nope. So she's like, yeah, bike is stolen. She said, but you have to report it at the actual crime scene. So you have to go to like where the bike was taken and then call 911. So police come and check the site for glass and all that shit, like broken glass and whatever other evidence. I called 911. It took them like fucking an hour and a half to show up, because that's not really a high priority call, like a stolen bike. They come over, they take a look. They're like, we can go back and check again to see. The cops were pretty nice. I appreciate the effort that they took. They said that they were gonna go back to the precinct and see one more time to see if it was towed or anything. So they go back to the precinct. They come back like 30 minutes later. They're like, we don't have anything. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. Some sweet rims. I kind of like those. So they come back. They interview me. You know, was the bike secured? When's the last time you seen the bike? How long was the bike in the spot? What color was the bike? Blah, 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 blah. And the whole time in my head, I'm like, you guys are not gonna get the bike back. Like, this is just purely to cover my ass when somebody plows the bike into a bunch of school children, you know, popping a dank ass wheelie. I don't expect you guys to get the bike back. I don't expect the bike to turn back up. It'll be pretty funny if it does, though. Like, that's definitely gonna be a video if that bike turns back up and they're like, hey, we got your bike, you wanna get it back? And I come back and it's just a fucking frame. Took all the information, the bike was reported stolen, the VIN number is basically hot now. So, but I mean, like, you know, they always shave the VIN number off if they're gonna use the frame. If not, they just parted the bike out. If they're gonna stunt the bike, they shave the VIN off. If they're gonna part out the bike, then the frame is useless anyway. So, like I said, the bike is gone. Like, I have no fucking expectation to get that bike back, which is unfortunate because I did kind of want to keep it around, but I had to sell it because I don't have space for two bikes. As you can see, like, one bike is going to be in the fucking street unsecure, and this is fucking inner city Brooklyn, so and it's fair game, you know. So I mean, the bike was supposed to be sold anyway. Like, I had a buyer, but he was taking mad fucking long to buy the bike, so the bike was just sitting there. Like, I gave him priority. K-Man was supposed to buy the bike because he has a Yzf, and he wanted it for parts. I don't know, but he gave me a date. I gave him priority. I was gonna put it on Craigslist, but I'm not gonna agree with, like, somebody, you know, I fuck with him, so I'm not gonna put it on Craigslist when he wants the bike, even though he doesn't want it immediately. Like, I'm gonna give him some time. But in the end, it just bit me in the ass because the bike could have been sold instead of fucking stolen and $0 in my pocket. Granted, probably only got like $500, $600, but $500, $600 will go into parts for this bike, you know. So yeah, that's what happened to the Yzf. People were asking me, you know, what happened to it, and that's what fucking happened to it. Two burly guys fucking came in and they took it from me. Right now, I'm just gonna go wash my bike. I like to keep up with it now. I like to wash it every 2 weeks just to keep the rust and corrosion away. Not bad at all. This is so stupid. It's like my mind was like, it's illegal to turn down this road, but maybe if I do it like this, fucking 2 legs off the bike, maybe it's less legal. What the fuck? Alright, fuck this video.